Hey everybody, how's it going? Well, we're out here doing a little content on a Thursday night. Yes, Thursday night. It's an odd night to do content. It's out of the normal step of content. But we have some free time. It's technically my Friday night. I don't work most of the weekends. So I thought I'd come out here and catch you up on something that was, well, most of you don't know about. And a select few of guys that subscribe to my channel and that I talk to through Facebook via the Tubular Lantern group are aware of it. They're clued in. But I wanted this to be, well, not really known knowledge. So it's a moment of crow, I guess. Anyways, not my finest moment, but I will share it with you anyway. I'm burning my Rayo 77 here. It's just nice companionship lantern here. It's my bench lantern. I've kind of made it the bench lantern. So anyway, so what I'm going to share with you is it's hard because it's admitting that I did something very stupid. But anyways, so you remember the unboxing video with the CT Ham recently, about a week ago Monday on Valentine's Day? Yeah, well, that lantern was amazing condition, just perfect, like time, frozen in time, right? No, nothing, just a real solid survivor, and I loved it. The whole aesthetic of that lantern was really what drove me to buy it. And not only that, it's a very rare example, very rare model of a CT Ham D tube with the inner spring and the outer tab lift and everything on the smoke belt. It's a very unique piece for sure, and it's very hard to come by. Very rare lantern. So all those things were in the equation to push me to get this lantern, and I got it. I was very happy. Won it on the week before Super Bowl Sunday, and so I got it, and I unboxed it as you saw. Well, that night I fueled it up and lit it because I wanted to see how it would burn. Well, sadly it didn't burn very well. It was burning dirty. It was kind of suffocating. So I took it to work the next day and blew out the air tubes at work because we have a compressor there. And I thought, okay, good. Now it should be good to go because a lot of stuff came out of there, a lot of dust and dirt and stuff. So I'm like, okay, well this will be good. Well, I tried lighting it that Tuesday night, and it was still burning poorly. So what I did is I had some zip ties laying around, some very heavy gauge zip ties that I thought would be ideal to, send up into an air tube and unclog whatever might be in the way. Because compressed air does not really work very well at freeing up, say, spider webs, because spider webs will kind of float and flutter, okay, and that will cause a blockage, more or less. But then when you throw compressed air or even water or liquid to blast out the air tubes, they lay flat and they're sticky, right? When we walk through cobwebs, they stick to us, right? So it's the same thing. So but once the pressure's off, then they flutter and do their thing and cause air circulation problems. So anyways, so I sent up a zip tie, a thick one, a 2-footer. And I had cut it down, and I snaked it in there, and it stopped right where I felt the bail, the hook of the bail inside the air tube was. So it stopped. And I'm like, okay, try to yank it out. No, not coming. Not coming at all. It got stuck in there real good. And so I have it here. I don't know if you can see this, but on zip ties, there's a file side, right? Can feel that? See that? Hear that? Yeah. And in this one I cut little notches into it so I could wrap it with a pipe cleaner, so I would have a swab, right? It's a good idea, but yeah. Anyways, I didn't do that Tuesday night. I just sent it in there just bare like this, and well, one of the grooves I put into one of the notches got stuck on the corner of the bend, the top bend, the second bend of the air tube. And so I'm like, okay, this thing's stuck and it's not coming out. So I put it up So, all right, I'll figure something out. We'll get it done. Well, I talked to some of my associates on Facebook, and one of them suggested a zip tie, another zip tie, but smooth side up, so that way the grooves on the other side wouldn't get caught on anything, so I could push it in and free up the zip tie that the first one I put in there. Well, sadly I wasn't paying attention because I was frustrated and annoyed, and I put it in file side up. So guess what happens? That one gets stuck too. So now there's 2 zip ties in the air tube of this very rare 130-year-old lantern. So that being said, I reach out to Madison Kirkman, and we do a FaceTime, and I show him what's going on. And it was embarrassing because I respect the Kirkmans a lot, and I don't want them to think that I'm some amateur. Who is this guy in Monrovia with lanterns? Oh my gosh, someone should save those things from this guy. He's throwing zip ties in these things. Jeez. Anyways, so I talked to him, and he gave me some suggestions and ideas of what to do and what to use to free up the air tubes of these zip ties. Well, he suggested some very thin half-inch brass strips. So I acquired some from a local model railroad shop, since they carry a lot of brass pieces for scratch building, stuff like that. So I did that, and I tried that method, and sadly, I did get some progress. Some of it came out a little bit, but it wasn't going to come out any further. And as I was working on the second zip tie that was in there very, very well, I was just jiggling it and giving it a lot of pressure. Well, it snapped. So then there was only 3 inches of this thing that was sticking out of the air tube, and not 10 or whatever that it was. It was another 2-inch zip tie, so it cut it down quite a bit. And so I'm like, oh gosh. So I was very upset. Okay, put it away. That's it. So I reached out to Madison again. I says, look what happened. He's like, okay, send it over. So I sent it over. Oh, real quick little side note. I did go to Steve Young. So shout out to Steve Young. We spent part of an afternoon trying to free up these zip ties before I did mail it to the Kirkmans. And of course we were unsuccessful, sadly. But we did have a nice visit. So anyway, so I boxed it up, sent it to Madison on Friday afternoon. He got it this last Tuesday. And so he started working on it, and he sent me a picture of this, completely out of the lantern. Cool. Awesome. But then he showed me a picture that was very alarming and sad. It was this. It was this piece. And that means that the zip tie, the second one that was in there, broke off. So then he says, well, looks like we're going to have to do some more drastic measures. We're going to have to open the air tube. And in my thoughts, I was really upset because this lantern had all original soldering, and it had never been really tampered with, and it's 130 years old. It had all the time capsule quality to it, right? And so opening an air tube and then resoldering it means that it's been altered from its original state, and that really upset me. And I was really struggling with that, because this lantern, I angled for it. I fought hard for this lantern because of its state that it was in, and I wanted it to be just the same way. I wanted it to be preserved just as it was. Well, that wasn't going to happen. If I wanted to burn it, yeah, it was going to have to come apart. If I says, well, it's going to be a shelf sitter and I'll leave this stupid thing in there and no one's going to see it, then fine. But I want to burn my lanterns, and that was part of the whole idea. So I says, okay, proceed. Do what you need to. And he's like, don't worry, Rob, you're going to not know where it is. It's going to be right. You're going to like it. It's going to be fine. And don't worry, solder does oxidize and it will age over some time. Right, okay. Anyways, without further ado, we reintroduce the CT Ham to the bench. Now this is the moment you've all been waiting for. You've been wanting me to light this thing, I'm sure. I've been wanting to light it too. So this is a really fun design. So you see this lever here, right here, and this little catch, this little brass hook. So you lift it up, and it catches, okay? And it stays up. And the globe plate has these two little hooks on the inside. There's a wire that runs the perimeter of the bottom side of the globe plate, and they come up and they curl in and they hold the globe in place. It's a very unique design, and it's very rare to find this model of lantern, period, but it's also more rare to find it with the original globe plate. So do I have a wick in play here? Do I have a wick? Yeah, there's a little bit of wick showing. So let's do it. All right. Light. Oh, there we go. All right. So far, so good, right? Yeah. Awesome. And just for kicks, this globe is not the globe that came with. It's a globe that a friend sent me. My friend Scott Moskrop. It's a beautiful amethyst tint, unmarked, generic replacement, but it's old and it fits very well actually. So I think I'm going to leave it in there, and I never cleaned it. It's got this beautiful age to it, and it's just awesome. So I'm very happy with this globe, and it seems to be burning much, much better now. So yeah, I'd say a job well done. I want to thank Madison for his expert soldering skills and his methods in freeing up stupid nonsense that other collectors put into their air tubes. So thanks again, Madison, for your help. I look forward to working with you in the future on some graphic design work. Also, I want to shout out to some of my buddies from the Tubular Lantern group. I thank you so much for your entertaining conversation. That would be Thomas and Matt and, of course, John Morris and Steve Young. And, well, Thomas, we've had some fun conversations about this, and you've definitely ribbed me well about the zip ties. So, you know, rightfully so. You're within your rights, and I'm a good sport about it, of course. So, yeah, no more zip ties. These things, gonna give them a Viking funeral here. We're gonna send them off. We're gonna burn some nylon zip ties here, barbecue them. No, I think I'm going to keep them in here in the garage as a solemn reminder not to go that route. Say, hey, remember the CT Ham? Yeah, don't do that. But anyways, with some time she'll age. The solder will darken again a little bit. The patina on the lantern is perfectly intact still, so it still has its beautiful, dark, original finish. And it really is a beautiful lantern, and I'm very happy with the way it came out. It's not how it was when I got it, but you know what? It's still a beautiful lantern, and I love it, and it's burning really nice, which it wasn't doing when I first got it. So it's a trade-off. You gotta be cool. Roll with the punches, right? Yes, sir. All right. Well, tomorrow, I hope to be able to do some more content for you because I have some updates on the Dietz crystal. So I wanted to do a focus on this and clue you all in to what has been happening behind the closed doors of the Time Cave and reintroduce this lantern to you guys and burn it for you because I know you guys like to see these burn and be part of that. So you are my subscribers, and I appreciate your subscriptions, and I wanted to bring you guys up to speed. So thanks again, all of you subscribers and my friends who talked to me and helped coach me through this difficult project. my own self-doing. So yeah, awesome. All right, guys, stay tuned. We'll be back with another video this weekend with the Dietz Crystal update, and I hope that you will enjoy that as well. I think that you'll be pleasantly surprised. All right, have a good one. Have a great night, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.